Hello friends, welcome back to our channel again. So in this tutorial I'm going to tell you about the basic difference between class versus functional components in React, because most of the developers get confused many times when should we use class or when should we use functional components in React. Moreover, there are some drawbacks of using class or functions which we will discuss in brief in this tutorial. So let's start. So first thing that we need to discuss about is state management, because in React, so there are too many components that we create and every component is independent and has some states props that we need to maintain through other application. So the basic difference that lies between class component and functional component is the way how we handle the state. For example, if we are talking about class component, so we can create class component in React very easily and we can assign any lifecycle function to it. Lifecycle is what, like for example, any human being when he is born and then he grows, he develops into a man and then he ages, and there are so many stages in the life of a person. Same way there is a component and each component has different life cycles through which it has to go through. So some of the steps that are involved in class components, that those are, first of all, when we are creating a component in then we have to extend react.component with a render method, and this will return the JSX markups, which are JavaScript markups. So second thing which we need to always take care is that we need to add a initial state in the constructor function with this dot state. So we use this dot state in case of class component for assigning any initial state. And third thing is, once we are creating a component, then we have to assign some lifecycle methods also to them. For example, first one is mounting, second is updating, and third one is unmounting. So we saw that basically there are different steps with that we have to follow in case of class component for state management. Like for example, mounting of a component can include basically 4 steps. One is constructor, second is get derived state from props, third is render, and fourth is component did mount. So these are the 4 steps which are involved in mounting. Same way we have update and then unmount. So we saw that there are too many steps involved in class component, like as I mentioned above, constructor, props, render, methods, life cycle, and the life cycle further has components, methods like component did mount, component will unmount, component did update. So these are required while maintaining state in class component. So first thing that we learn, when we are using class component, then we have to take care of state management, and for a state management of a component we have to go through all these components. So second thing, let me show you an example of class component. For example, you are creating a component. So first thing that you have to do is name the function main func, first class, the name of the function, extends react.component. Inside this we can create any function like this, which I have created, like first message I have created here, and then handle method. And in case of class component, always remember that we will be using this dot or whatever, like in this case this dot first state. So this keyword is used in case of class component, and then to show the logic on front end on view, we are using render function. So in case of class component we use like this. So next thing is, if you are using a functional component, then how you are going to manage state. So till 16.8 version of React, before that we only used to have class components if we wanted to maintain state, and that we used to do with the help of different lifecycle method that we just discussed in our earlier slide. But since 16 with the inception of 16.8 version, when this version actually came into the market, then functional components they also became able to maintain state of a component, because in this particular version React introduced some of the hooks, and those hooks made functional component easy to create states and maintain the state throughout the components life cycle. So basically, if we talk about in hooks have made state management easier, and mainly there are 2 types of hooks that we can find in functional component. One is use state, another is use effect. Both of these hooks are used for state management. So these 2 state hooks can be used for state management. Like I said, first thing, like if unlike class component where we used to define this dot state, you remember in our earlier slide I told you that in class component we have to use this keyword kind of thing to initiate the initial state. But in this functional component we can use a hook which is use state to initialize the state, and in function component we can use it to set the initial state as an argument. So whatever the state you want to pass, just pass it using use state. And second thing is the second hook that has come with functional component is use effect, and we this will update the state wherever there is any change in DOM. So use effect contains all the dependencies. You can pass all the dependency, all the APIs calls or whatever you want to pass through inside this use effect. And if there is any change in the child dependency, any dependency that is inside the use effect hook runs again to show the change. Right. So there are two hooks, use state and use effect, and inside use effect we pass all the dependency. So example of functional component is like this. In this case we are not using any like we had used class, main, func, extends. In case of class component, here simply we write name of the function, main function. So there is no use of this keyword, and there is no use of render function also. It will just return like normal JavaScript. So this is the way we write functional component. So now if we talk about class component versus functional component, so class component and functional component we already discussed that both have their own drawbacks and advantages or disadvantages, but let us read them again in brief. If we talk about class component, the state management involves steps like constructor, render, component did mount, component will unmount, component did update. These kind of things are required for state management in class component. But in case of functional component, we can just use hooks like use state, effect state, and we post 16.8 version of React. So we can see that in class component we uses more steps, while in case of functional components we are not using much steps to maintain states. Third point is in class component life cycle methods were used. In fact they are used in life cycle methods are used for components, while in case of functional components we are not using any life cycle methods, only two hooks are used. In class component there is a drawback of using callback function. We know we use this keyword in case of class component, which has some drawbacks in case of when we are using callback function. But in case of functional component there is no use of this in the code, so no issue of callback function. In case of functional component, the main drawback of functional component using hook use effect is whenever there is any change or every time the component is rendered, as we discussed earlier also, that all the dependency can be added inside use effect. So if there is any change or any anything happens inside that dependency, nearly every function in the component has to be created. But depending about the requirements and preferences, any of the two approach can be used by developers. So there are many old projects which are still class based, but for new one we have the option to go with functional based components or class based components. It's entirely your choice, your wish, how you want to go with these components.